Well, this is a tragic story. We've got a dirty cop hanging out with his killer EMS buddy, and together they were like the Wonder Twins. They took this 63-year-old man out together, even though, of course, it was the paramedic that choked him out, and it was the paramedic that laughed at the hospital while the first responders were pumping on his chest trying to save him. But here's the story, folks. A paramedic tackled a clearly confused and panicked 63-year-old man and choked him for nearly 2 minutes as a police officer handcuffed him, according to a new federal lawsuit filed over the man's death. Kevin Dismang was unconscious in handcuffs for almost 7 minutes before he was put on a stretcher and taken to Penrose Hospital in Colorado Springs, where emergency room staff tried to save him before he was declared dead November 15th, 2022. Outside of Dismang's hospital room, Nick Fisher, a name you should remember, the Colorado Springs Fire Department paramedic, bragged and laughed about taking him down. Old Nick Fisher was bragging and laughing about taking this man down while they're trying to save him, while they were performing chest compressions on Dismang. Dismang was experiencing a mental health crisis related to PTSD and schizophrenia that day, according to his family, when Colorado Springs Police Department crisis response team involving Fisher and Officer Sean Reed, another name you should remember, Officer Reed and his little buddy Fisher, together they did a number on this guy. They responded to his psychotic breakdown. The team is supposed to help people in crisis, according to the complaint. Instead, Fisher fatally choked Dismang at the direction of other members of the crisis response team. You know, I don't think Fisher would have choked the guy to death if he didn't just love doing it. If he was game, man, allegedly. That's my take on things. But his buddy Reed was all about it. Choke him out while I'm handcuffing him. So Dismang's daughter, Kendra James, who's also a paramedic, she has guilt over calling 911 about her father. It's sad. Very sad. We all know it's unsafe to call the police for anything. In the time that my family needed help from my fellow first responders, it ended up killing my father. What a thought. What a terrible thing. James filed the wrongful death lawsuit against Fisher and Reed, accused them of unauthorized excessive use of force against Dismang. That's exactly what they did do. Fisher no longer works for the Colorado Springs Fire Department. Public Information Officer Ashley Franco said. So Fisher, where are you working now, Fisher? Somewhere where you can choke people out, possibly, allegedly. I'm thinking that's probably what you're doing. Maybe in an old folks' home where it's a really old person, that you can jump on them. She said the department can't comment on the pending litigation. Reed still works at the Colorado Springs Police Department as an officer. Oh, hi, Reed. I bet you're watching the Bad Apple Report, aren't you, Reed? Well, guys like Reed, folks, that are watching this, he's a dirty cop. He's a really, really bad cop. He is in a new role with the department by his choice. Officer Reed did not face any disciplinary action from the incident. I wonder what his new choice is. He gets to choose. He's privileged. Reed and the department will not be commenting on the pending lawsuit, according to Cronin. When the crisis response team, including Fisher, Reed, and a licensed clinician, responded to Dismang in November 22nd, they saw him walk into the street, into traffic, outside his mobile home, according to the complaint. When Officer Reed approached Dismang, who was bent over with his hand on his knees, he asked for Reed's help. He's asking for the cop's help. Then Dismang walked further into the road, and obviously in a confused manner. Well, here's where the cop decides to escalate things and be a stupid idiot cop. As Dismang was pacing in circles, Reed said, "Sit down or put your hands behind your back." Grabbed Dismang's left arm, indicating he goes hands on. He's going to arrest him, according to the complaint, which there was no reason to do so. No officer had any information that Kevin had or was about to engage in any criminal activity. Ultimately, Dismang walked away from Reed and he pulled away from these guys, headed toward the nearby trees, saying, "No, please don't. all while breathing heavily in an obviously stressed and panicked state, according to the complaint. That's when Fisher aggressively tackled Dismang and put him in a chokehold. So all these first responder scumbags, these crisis scumbags, are yelling at each other, yeah, grab him, choke him, they're jumping on this guy, handcuffing him. As Fisher lay with his arms wrapped around Dismang's neck, think about that. Fisher, this stupid idiot, is laying there with his arms around Dismang's neck. Reed handcuffed him. All right, good cop, man, doing your job, copper. He handcuffed him behind his back. Okay, here's a photo, you guys. The above photo shows Kevin Dismang as he sat unresponsive, handcuffed. Afterward, Fisher put Dismang on the ground, face down, and pushed on his neck and face with his hands while laying on top of him with his body weight for about 45 seconds, according to the complaint. Big old Fisher. Look how big Fisher is. You can see he's a big dude. That's him with that little red jacket on, acting like he's a caregiving first responder. I care about people. No, you don't. Fisher, you're a killer. That's exactly what you are. Dismang, while wholly unresponsive, was having trouble breathing, the complaint says. Then he was left in handcuffs for several minutes before he arrived at the hospital. In the emergency room, where Fisher laughed with a nurse and told police officers, and an officer, Fisher told the nurse it was his first time taking someone down with this job. But, when he worked at Burger King, he probably did it all the time, allegedly. He likened doing so to high school football. What a scumbag jock prick, according to the complaint, which says the nurse responded by saying, oh, well, good form, homie. Good form, homie. After acting out a football tackle. Sickos. You people make me sick. After an autopsy and review of the body camera footage, the El Paso County Coroner's Office determined Dismang's manner of death was a homicide, the complaint shows. The office ruled his death was caused by cardiopulmonary arrest due to physical restraint, which was seen in the footage the office was provided with. Okay, so the coroner's office was provided with footage of showing him dying or being killed. Okay, that's how he died. Okay, his other causes of death, this is the state's BS line to get the cop and the stupid idiot scumbag EMS guy off. Oh, he had meth, intoxicated, pulmonary asthma. Oh, he had asthma. Shut up. Although the police and fire departments declined to comment on the lawsuit, Franco and Cronin provided McClatchy News with a joint statement. Anytime a community member dies, we are saddened at the loss of life. Unfortunately, even with all the training and expertise, excuse me. Okay. Anytime a community member dies, we are saddened at the loss of life. Unfortunately, even with all the training and expertise on the crisis response team, did that seem like there was any expertise to you? I didn't see any training deployed. We can't control every factor involved in an interaction. Oh, you didn't control anything. You just were a bunch of scumbag killers. That's what you were. Oh, and then they go, all these underlying conditions like intoxication. Oh, you don't know. You guys just you don't know your job. What use are you? What use are you crisis guys? You're just killers. That's all you are, and that's exactly what you did. Dismang's death was investigated by the El Paso County Sheriff's Office before the office referred to the 4th Judicial District Attorney's Office for review, according to the statement. This is where the story takes a sickening twist. The DA ultimately declined criminal charges against Reed and Fisher. They said they weren't warranted. One of the attorneys representing the lawsuit said the chokehold used against, that Reed used against Dismang at the direction of these police officers is expressly prohibited by law. They're a bunch of animals, and together the animals killed this man. And they got off, and they're going to watch the Bad Apple Report and be like, man, can you say that about me? Yeah, I can, you animal pricks, you killers. In a statement provided by McClatchy News, the senseless killing was caused by a team of individuals whose sole purpose was to help people in crisis. Yeah, that's their sole purpose. Kevin Dismang had not committed any crimes and he was in crisis. They helped him to heaven. The paramedic then had the audacity to joke about what he had done on camera while ER staff are attempting life-saving measures in the background. Literally while they're trying to save the guy in the background, this guy's joking because he's a scumbag. But let me tell you why. If you really want to know the thing about Fisher and the thing about Reed and why they are such scumbags, it's because their moms. Their moms were these cruel beasts. They have really evil moms. And their dads are cucks. Okay. All right. One of the attorneys said blah, blah, blah. Okay. So this is a tragic story, and it ends here. Here's the photo again of these wonderful first responders. Look, one's propping the guy up. They're propping Dismang up with his leg. The other pulls him up just seemingly by his eyelid. Look, he's pulled him up by his eyelid. Poke him in the eyes a few times. Fisher and Reed, what a pair of scumbags. Murderous fools, allegedly.